All right, here with another review. This one is with the Demon Boy hoodie. It was originally called the Jaw hoodie in 2017, and if you know about the backstory of this hoodie, it had a lot of controversy because of the back. Now, before I get into the review, I'm gonna tell you a little backstory why an artist that was into X had made a painting, and it almost looked like a finger painting, but I can't remember the specific name, and it was in full blown color. X had and the guy had I can't even remember the guy's name. You can look at it. There's still some old Reddit posts and the Source magazine, but yeah, this picture was the one that started it all. And X had messaged the guy. He goes, "Yo, that goes hard." Dude wanted. Dude was like, "Thanks, much love." And Garrett messaged the artist and said, "Hey, can Jaw, can I use, Jaw asked if we can use this picture." Artist didn't get any consent, really. He didn't know who Jaw's name was, because you gotta remember, this is 2017. This is before X like really blew up. And dude got mad because they used this Demon Boy while they used this hoodie, and they used this picture without the artist's consent. And I mean, technically, he really can't do anything because it's X's face. It's X. So he can pretty much use it and get away with it. Because, if you want to go to court. But it was really bad. It was a shit show. You could still see the whole conversation between the artist and X. And, the artist was really disappointed. So when the Legacy collection came out, I was actually surprised they reissued this because of so much flack that this hoodie had. And another thing with this hoodie, the whole Rob Stone incident when X got decked on stage. He was singing Revenge and with some Massacre shorts, and he had the Demon Boy hoodie. He got hit in the face and knocked him out for a while. So this is like why a lot of people like fuck with this hoodie, is the whole stories behind it, the two stories behind it actually. So when the Legacy when the Legacy came out, I was actually surprised that they reissued this. Now, initially when this came out, I was super excited for it, but I was slightly disappointed in the back. And I mean, you guys see it, but my camera's on light, so if you see this, it's such a weird print, and I thought it was DTG at first, but knowing my print more, it looks like a high density because of the thick lines. So what they did was use black, and on top of the black, they used gray on top of it, but there's no underbase. So by looking at this, if you were to see it in regular lighting, the picture is really dark and you really can't see it. And if you look at the original picture, it's not as good. I mean, it dumbs it down. But as for me making clothes and understanding how clothes work, production and fucking mock-ups are two separate things, and sometimes it just doesn't look well when you translate it. But before I start this review, the review is actually starting, so I was actually slightly surprised. And I'm going to go back to this front because I have a lot to say about this front. And, but I'll get to that right now because I had two of them, and I bought it at someone had copped one for me at the Miami pop-up. But if you look at this one, it's relatively made way better than the original. It's a lot bigger. It's centered. It's a lot more centered, but then again, it's a bigger back, and it's all puff, and you can visibly see a lot more, and it looks more like the painting. But I do like the back. It is made really good, and again, it's terry cloth. I don't like terry cloth. It bothers me, and this was like, that's why it was a nah for me. But when you compare and contrast the the original. See, it's not as good. And there's a lot of detail, but I hate to admit it, this one was made a lot better as far as the back. It looks like a painting. And I actually like this. I was actually really happy with it. And the original hoodie I got, the front was screen print. But knowing Revenge, they're so inconsistent. It's ridiculous how bad it is. And I mean, I've seen people on Reddit complain that, hey, this isn't French Terry. Is this a fake? Is this, oh no, bro, you know, fucking, and everyone gets mad. And I've seen people just like fight on Reddit with this. But something that came to my attention, this is the second Demon Boy I own. I sold my first one, second Demon Boy of the 2024 drop, because I was so curious about it. I had someone cop one from the Miami show. But looking at this, I got a new one. This isn't nowhere near screen print. It's a picture of a screen print, but if you feel it, it's DTG. It's DTG. It's weird, and I'm very disappointed because screen print looks so much better, especially when you're doing a halftone print like this. But the first one I owned from the 2024 was actually screen print, so I don't know what happened or what made them decide to change it. And again, it's just being lazy. Now see the halftones, you could see, you know, when you know how to do halftones right. And what they did as far as this, they reduced a lot of the ink, so they made it look you can feel it. And this is a VNDS one, very near dead stock. And you can see a lot. You can see ski right here, or I think ski's right here, but either or, from the original picture, and it's inverted, and they cross the eyes out, you know, typical Revenge stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like doing shit like that on designs, but seeing both of them, again, I prefer this one over this one. But when it comes to the back, you know, again, lightning. When it comes to the back, though, I'm sorry. This back is good, but it is really hard. Like, right now, you could see it, and it's fine. But when you see this one, it was put together very well. And I gotta hand the new backs, compared to the old ones, way better. But again, I will always go for the OG ones. Especially, yeah, Gildan, and again the Terry Blank. And I've said this in numerous videos, the only one that I've received that isn't a Terry Blank is the Bread Kill, which I got for pre-order. But everything that is non-pre-order, I've noticed that they're not the Terry Blanks, so which is kind of good. So this is my review on the Demon Boy, aka Jaw hoodie. Again, I prefer this one, especially back then. Revenge, if you were buying in 2017, this was $88 altogether. This one, with including taxes, is close to 115. I mean, yes, I get it, inflation, but to me, this is really half-assed, especially this DTG front. Like, this really bothers me because they could have got so much more out of this, but this is being just pure fucking lazy. And if you don't know what DTG is, it means direct to garment. So basically, it's a printer that prints everything for you, but they made it look like a half-tone screen press. So this is my review on the Demon Boy. If you have some, let me know in the comments, because this one is DTG. The first one I had was actually screen print, and I was really happy with it, and I sold it. We cropped the hoodie, me and my boy Attic, if you're familiar with him, Addict's Paid. And then he sewed the OG tag on top of it, and I sold it to somebody. So yeah, the next review will be the Mickey. Now, I have a lot to say about it, but it's actually good. So just stick around for the next review.